States. So it's kind of July as well. Yay, because he's over then. Yay.
Welcome, everyone, to the 4th of July special, where we talk about grilling, the 4th of July, and everything American, with maybe a whole sprinkle of, Canadian in there. I don't know. But, today is all about celebrating 4th of July in the next couple of days. It's going to be a lot of fun. Stay tuned. It's going to be a blast, guys. Well, howdy there, everyone. Welcome to the 82nd annual. I always like saying that because I feel like I'm at the Oscars, and I'm never going to be at the Oscars. But, yeah. I got my Trump Norris mug. I got Silent Bob Rambo here.
I
got Steve. Why am I looking at an ass?
Well,
He's a great American, I guess. But
it's the most American thing I own.
that's America's ass.
When you turned the camera on, I was like,
That's
what
not American.
am I looking at?
I can tell the album cover. It's a famous album cover.
Yeah, it just threw me off for
Bruce
a second.
Springsteen, born in the USA.
I don't agree with the politics, but I do like the American music.
Yeah. Let's go around the table. Tom, how's your week been?
Busy. Working on some stuff. Didn't get a grant I was applying for the 6th time, but you know what? Doesn't stop me. I'm going to sell my book. I got 2 books I'm working on. I'm going to get it printed. That'll cover my thing to be able to film my short come in October. I want to enter a contest for the horror thing. So I'm not giving up. It's just going to be a little bit harder, but you don't give up. I'm meant to do this. So besides that, just, keep them busy. So, and yeah, hockey jersey Canadian, and technically Deadpool Canadian, but he's also American. So a little bit of both. Yay.
Ooh. We'll let that slip by.
Canadian
Spider-Man. Don't worry, people. There are 2 other.
Holy crap! There's 3 Canadians in.
I know, right? I'm being overthrown, guys. No, I got more people on. Don't worry.
8 to 12 again.
Yes.
Yeah. Canadian Spider-Man. How has your week been?
It's been fantastic. Nice. Just a lot of camping, a lot of birthday overnight camping, barbecue parties with bonfires, lots of beers, lots of bonfires. Yeah, it's been a fantastic few days.
Nice.
I get some barbecue here since you mentioned in the barbecue.
Ooh.
Nice. There needs to be cheese
Mike.
on the hamburger.
Yeah.
Yes.
How was your week?
How was my week? Let's see. My week was, well, Steve, it was an adventure.
Tell me about it.
Well, I survived another week of life, thereby avoiding death, and I'm here. So primarily, that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
It is. It's a good thing.
It's me, Mario.
It's all right. And you know what? Also on top of that, because we're talking about July 4th and Independence Day and all that kind of stuff. I just want to say, there we go. Happy Independence Day. And
Yeah.
oh, spacious skies, amber waves of grain and yada yada yada. So because America, it's all about America.
You know what's funny is Canadians know the American national anthem due to hockey.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we're
That's
awesome.
the same reason we know the Canadian national anthem.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
You guys rubbed that one into us. We're like, you know what? We'll just dominate your own sport.
I know.
True, you do.
So,
with our own people. With our own people.
That's
yeah.
right.
We took your own people and we dominated your own sport.
So, in solidarity with you guys in the United States, with everything that you're going through, I hope Trump wins. I hope Biden keeps on crapping his pants. And the hot dog girl is overrated. So there we go.
What is that about anyway?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad someone else brought that up. Thank you.
There we go.
Yeah,
I don't know what that means.
it almost sounds like she's Jewish too.
Yeah, or Arab.
Are we counting here or like what are we doing here? Ordy in the background. I have
Well, first of all,
Who?
Well, first of all, I just want to say Happy Canada Day to you filthy Europeans. You had that yesterday.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And how my week's been? I'm fucking bored. I'm still in recovery from surgery. I can't lift over 10 pounds. I can't work in my yard. I can't work with my tools. I can't.
Wow.
So all I have to do is get in fights with ex-presidential candidates on Twitter.
Wow. So not bad then.
No, actually, yeah. That was
At least you're accomplishing something.
Yeah, exactly.
At least you're making a difference.
right.
That's right.
Once again,
we also have
if you ever see with 100,000 followers, don't be afraid to punch up. Most of them are probably bought.
That's true.
Yeah, it is true.
Yeah.
It is true. You can thank Big Mike for telling Obama that one too.
Yep.
So, Y2CD also in the background. How's your week been, man?
Dude.
He might be muted.
He could be.
Quiet. He might be muted.
He's or mute.
You could be muted.
Yeah.
Or mute.
Or mute.
This broadcast brought to you by American Sign Language.
Yeah.
That's right.
Happy.
YouTube's now gonna hit me hard. They're like, "You're a Trump supporter and you just made fun of deaf people." Well, you know what? Life's tough. Well,
guaranteed they make fun of us and we just can't understand their sign language. So
he might actually be out right now. When he gets back, we'll ask how his week's doing. My week, it's been fun. I went to the hole punch range.
Right.
Nice.
I've now realized that ever since I started saying hole punch, because YouTube took down a few weeks ago the episode, because of a toy pew pew hole puncher from the Rocketeer action figure.
Dang.
A lot of people are saying hole punch now. I've realized that on Twitter in the chats. It's kind of funny. I'm like, all right, that's cool. I went to the hole punch range and that was fun. And I'm gonna be going with a group of people on Saturday. So
lovely.
You know what? Yeah.
Nice.
But other than that, it's been pretty good. Working a lot on trying to get this one job done. It's crazy. My back's completely jacked out because I was doing the flooring for a week, and I was like, ugh. So yeah,
nice.
But I'm excited.
People like us, we're closer to the floor.
You say that, but I think when I get older, I realize that whole line, since you're short, you're closer to the ground. That's bullshit. Yeah. My back sucks right now.
No, we are.
Just because you're short and you're small doesn't mean your body can handle fitting in all the little nooks and crannies.
This is true.
Aging deterioration, it happens.
Yeah.
You just wait until you're our age.
Not a chance.
Yeah.
No, I did a handspring. Was it yesterday? The day before at the Canadian? We had a bonfire party, and I was doing handsprings with the kids.
Nice.
As long as you can still do that.
I cannot. So
I've never tried.
You haven't tried. You haven't tried.
I've tried when I was younger and I failed miserably.
So we're gonna get into. I had an idea for this. I'll do the intro and then I'll explain some things. We had to do. I had to do a real quick change up of today's.
Twitter.
So I was gonna post some tweets of what happened yesterday.
Right.
There was a complete meltdown on.
Really?
Because it means they know jack crap about anything about politics and how the Constitution works. But then
Who knew?
this morning, investigations were happening, and I was like, I'm gonna ask Gary what he thinks of this because I was like, maybe I shouldn't do this, but I want a second opinion. He's like, don't do it. I don't recommend it. I was like, cool. So we went a different way. So since it's 4th of July, because those tweets were really good. Those were definitely don't be that guy.
Yes.
We're going to get into something a little bit different. Since it's 4th of July.
The reason why you don't be that guy, you get Secret Service knocking at your door.
Yeah. I don't want that. So we're just going to stick to doing this. All right, guys.
Okay.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah.
Y2CD,
You know what?
are you with us right now?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I've done that. I mentioned that on
I
a
like
past episode. I left them and they look like just like that.
Yep.
Yep.
While we were,
Y2CD, what do you see the problem with it? How would this is how you would cook a hot dog?
Let me see. What was the tweet?
No, these are just images. We're gonna do don't be that guy failures on 4th of July.
Oh my God! Not
Would you cook a hot dog like this?
no, hell no.
I mean, that's better than boiled.
Intentionally,
How-
no, but if they got to that point, and I do like a little bit of black on my hot dogs when I'm cooking them out.
I bet you
camping.
do.
But if it's right, but if they got to that point, I'm probably drunk enough I won't care. I'll eat them. Fuck, I'll eat them.
Ooh.
See okay, you do come up with a good theory on that. If you're drunk enough,
Yeah.
You'll eat
you
'em.
could just scrape it off. But that's like perfectly burnt.
Yeah.
Um,
It kind of looks like a rotten piece of banana.
yeah, it does actually.
Yeah.
I didn't think
Look
about
in the
that.
inside. It looks good in the inside.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I wouldn't trust that.
Don't
You
ground
Canadians
muffins,
might,
everything.
but
I've eaten
Well.
them like that. I'm not gonna lie.
you know what? That doesn't surprise me. You seem like the
yummy.
guy that
It's
would
yummy, and I
eat
was like relaxed, and I was like, "Yep, I'm hungry still."
yeah. Canadian Spider-Man. Would you cook a hot dog like this?
I mean, yeah, I have accidentally before over the campfire due to the beer, but no, that's not absolutely. I mean, better than boil. I would eat those before a boiled hot dog, probably.
Right.
But those are, no, that's someone's not paying attention.
Yeah.
Someone got a little too close to the flame.
That's called my wife was talking to me.
Ooh.
That explains everything.
It is. Because not to dig on women, but when you're grilling, sometimes the wife will come out and be like, hey, ask you a question. Like, she'll ask you a really good question, and you have to think about it for a second. And then you're like, and then you will forget about that. And then you turn and you're like, yeah, I just burnt the hot dogs.
Yep.
I've had that done. My wife asked me a really good question, and I forgot. I burnt hot dogs before, and I totally forgot. I was like, oh, crap. But she was asking me something about filmmaking. And I got really into the question. It was something about editing. I was like, oh, this. And I just totally blanked out. Tom,
Especially if they're wearing something short.
you look like a guy that would cook a hot dog like this.
I've done it like twice ever because I get
And
editing.
you liked
photos.
it.
Yeah, no, but when you're a starving artist, I only get that's the last 2 I had left. What am I gonna do? It's like the end of the week. I'm getting paid like in a couple days. Like I'm hungry. Screw it. But I get editing, or if I have maybe too much of a gummy, I forget it and I go in and something smells. Damn it! And I go out and you still eat them. Lots of ketchup, but yeah, but I've done it twice.
John had a good question there, because here's the thing. I'm a little bit different than you, Canadian. I will boil my hot dogs. I know, right? I'm a man. I can grill it. Here's the thing. I don't have my grill out.
Right.
They're like, you can't have a grill, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah. Here's the thing. I always like a hot dog on a grill. But
yes.
All right.
I'll just boil it. Add a whole lot. I know exactly.
How about boiling it on the grill?
Hey, that's not a bad
No.
idea. Ooh,
I don't eat.
It may take 2 days, but it'll get there. John said in the YouTube chat, he goes, how would you eat a dog at a ballpark then? Because they are boiled. He's got you there, Canadians.
I don't eat them. I'll eat a pretzel or a hamburger.
Wow.
He goes for the chips with the gelatinous cheese-like substance. He's a nacho.
Yeah.
Oh, the nacho. Those, yes. I will eat the nacho chips over the hot dog. Yep.
Well, here's another one.
Can I ask everybody here? Has anybody microwaved a hot dog?
Yes.
Just
Yeah. I was poor.
Yeah.
I was poor once.
Yeah.
It was called
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm poor now.
You can make sausages. Yes. You make.
Here's the other thing. All right. So before we get to, since we're on hot dogs, here's another thing. So I like mac and cheese still.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I will.
Well,
What I will
first,
do is
lobster
I'll
mac and
add
cheese.
What? What's mac and cheese?
Lobster mac and cheese. I said lobster.
Ooh.
Mac and cheese.
Oh, yeah.
I've never tried that. I have hamburger mac and cheese.
Oh yeah.
Oh, lobster mac and cheese is
That's
amazing.
called hamburger helper, there, buddy.
Okay, I'm
No.
gonna try that now. Damn.
I
So
don't know
what
why
I
they call it hamburger helper. It does just fine on its own.
I know. What were you gonna say, Y2CD?
No, it was just lobster mac and cheese.
I want to try it now.
But this
Oh,
is
yeah.
what I'll do with the mac and cheese. I'll go and get a box or a case of mac and cheese, the Crafts one.
Right.
But then I will add my own stuff to it. I'll
Mm.
add like a Polish sausage into it. I'll put it on the cast iron.
There we
grill
go.
that up a little bit. Put that in there, and then put
Mushrooms, maybe?
jalapenos in it. Pickled jalapenos.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, someone who's lactose intolerant, I'm in for a ride later. All right, back to the don't be that guy. How about
Yeah.
this one?
So
Now here's the thing: is this Seattle, Oakland, or LA?
yes.
L.A.
It looks like a BLM protest gone wrong.
It does.
It does. It doesn't
Right.
look like.
Okay. What are the choices? Seattle, LA, or?
Oakland.
I was just picking the
I'm gonna
most.
say Oakland.
Oh, okay.
I'll go
I
Oakland,
don't know where it is. I just picked.
I know.
because it looked ghetto.
Because by the looks of the houses, it's more of it looks more East Coast kind of architecture. You know, when it comes to houses like that, that's what I'm thinking. It's probably on the East Coast.
Or
So
maybe, or maybe like Midwest though, like somewhere.
Yeah,
like,
or
That's
Midwest.
it.
yeah.
So Chicago.
I'm just going to tell you right now, I see nothing wrong with this.
Well,
Neither do I.
all right,
This is just pure unadulterated fun, right?
all right.
Fucking America
So
right
do you guys
there.
okay?
Mhm.
So across the board, does everyone agree we're okay with this one?
Yes.
Yeah.
As for the hot dogs, I've eaten them black like that. So
Yeah, but not
would I cook them like that? No.
You know.
not
Y2
intentionally.
Y2CD, you said no, right?
I said yes.
Okay, yes. All right, we all agree.
No.
Cool.
Yeah, there we go. See, speaking of
Ooh.
Speaking of these bad boys,
yeah.
Ooh.
this is what I call your son asking you a lot of really dumb questions and you forget about the burgers.
Yeah.
Oh,
What have they done to them?
I
I
know.
don't
Hot
know.
dogs, I understand, but burgers, how could you do that? Like, holy.
That's That's
Wow.
sacrilege.
Yes.
That's
I mean, I've heard of a charcoal burger from Burger King, but
yeah.
You could use that as a hockey puck or a weapon at somebody's, yeah.
to
Yeah,
be honest,
exactly
here's the thing. When I first saw this picture online, I thought they were like chocolate cookies for a
Cookies,
second.
yeah.
That's not even chocolate colored.
Don't they have a
Kids-
black burger at Burger King like in Japan or something? They actually
Is
have
that-
Yeah,
one.
it's the charcoal
Corn
burger.
in those.
Yeah.
Wow.
Those are onions.
That's
Yeah, they look-
that's
Yeah.
February's BLM burgers right there. So in solidarity, yeah.
Here's a question I have for you guys.
Okay.
How do you like your burgers?
Not that way.
No, they
Yeah,
No.
certainly,
Definitely
YCCD.
Oh,
yeah, certainly not that way.
looks like a puck.
Do you guys
does.
like it? It does. Do you guys like it where it's a little pink in the middle?
Yeah, I do.
Like bloody.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Medium
want the
rare to
cow still
medium rare.
screaming. All right.
I'm
Not my burger.
But
I like my burger.
It's got to be crunchy. It's got to have a little bit of like char on the outside too. So
right.
you know.
Hmm.
But yeah, definitely rare, medium rare on my burger. That's how I roll.
Mhm.
All right. All right.
I'm gonna say no. To me, it's gonna be cooked through and through. No hint of pink whatsoever, because especially according to the last video my wife and I saw last night, with some really bad fast food places. I don't want to end up with like salmonella poisoning or anything like that. So
Here's the thing, Mike. I will tell you this right now. If
You
we
will
ever
tell
did
me.
a get together,
okay,
I will cook you some meat, and it will have pink, like a tri-tip. It will have little hint of blood still. Here's
Ah,
the thing.
okay.
You will enjoy it, because here's the other thing. I've learned this over the years of cooking, like especially steaks and burgers. Well, mainly steak. If there's a little if it's like pinkish red in the middle, the blood
Okay.
gives it the flavor. It enhances the flavor of it.
Well, if it's like that, then okay, great.
But
yeah.
So my in-laws, they actually buy, I think, a quarter. I think they're doing half a cow now, and I'm
Right.
thinking about doing the same thing of just a quarter of a cow. So you get all this meat. You just have to find
yeah.
someone who has to process everything.
Mhm.
Grass-fed ground beef is amazing.
Choice.
Mhm.
It's
Well, we've talked about it on the show a couple times, Steve. I know you have
Oh,
this
yeah.
problem too, trying to find anything that is an 80. That's like 90-10 if you're trying to shop in the store.
Yeah.
80-20 is
hard.
probably, and that's unacceptable. Even
yeah,
80-20 is unacceptable. I need 70-30. Otherwise, it's just, why am I eating this?
Yeah, it's because here's the other thing is a lot of people when they cook on, because burgers are always cooked on 4th of July, of course, they always want to smash them down.
Yeah.
And I've learned this with Gary. Gary and I have done some burgers before. He done a gourmet burger, and it was really where he adds eggs to it, and it's
Right.
like that gives it the fat. But everyone wants to smash it down when they're cooking. Don't do that.
Yeah,
'Cause you're actually releasing all the goodness. I like a nice fat burger, because if you do it like a patty about like that big, it's gonna shrink. Don't
Exactly.
Treat
Mhm.
it like
worry.
You gotta have it at least in. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ordy.
No, I just said treat it like a meatloaf, not a.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I want a 1-inch thick patty. That's what
Yeah,
I
you
want.
want a pancake, No.
Exactly.
Is this
All
what I
right, so
talk
we're
about?
gonna-
There's nothing more American than putting peanut butter on your burger.
Dude.
What?
Here's Y2CD.
I have
you ever
tried
done that.
I've never.
I have.
Interesting.
Not bad.
Y2CD. Have you ever had peanut butter on a burger?
No, never in my life. I never even heard of that concept.
That's a Midwest thing.
No, it's the first place I got turned on to that was at the that giant bowling center in Reno. They had a little concessionaire in there that had the Elvis burger. That was what,
Yes, I've been there.
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's good. If you haven't, if guys in the chat on Rumble, X, or YouTube, or even on the panel, if you've not had peanut butter burger,
No.
it's really good. And Mike's Thomas the Train is pissed off somehow.
No, it's not me.
If you're not sure how that works, what you do is you put the peanut butter in place of your wet condiments, like your mayo, your ketchup, or whatever. You make the rest of your burger the same: cheese, bacon, lettuce, tomato, onions, whatever else you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Change your life.
It's
Oh,
interesting.
it's good.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna get into some other pictures here.
Right.
Oh my
Jeez.
god.
Wow.
Y2CD. What do you see the problem with this one?
Yeah. Same as like the the second picture before the previous. It almost sounds like a riot gone wrong.
Ordy.
See, I've actually seen the video for this one,
Yeah.
and where they went wrong is igniting next to their stash, because this is an errant spark going into the back of, you can see the person standing in front of the minivan. The back of the minivan is where all the fireworks were. So the spark went into it. That's just a safety thing. Otherwise,
Right.
I'd be fine with that if that was like a smoke bomb or like a Roman candle or mortar or something. But that's just retardation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the Canadians. You guys know what fireworks are, right? You guys do that for Canadian Day?
No.
Dude, you know what? The leash is off. You know what? We're gonna go hard. Oh, he actually is pulling out fireworks. He's got fireworks on the fridge.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
I'll tell you right now.
Grab some up.
Dude, yes. My brother got me this one.
Oh yeah. Oh, you got that one? Lucky duck.
Yes. Yeah, I know it's really heavy. See, when you're buying fireworks, a pro tip: the heavier ones. Those are the ones you want to buy.
See, I can back that up. Canada is like a really big Indian reservation because they get straight from Hong Kong and they get the good stuff up there.
Ordy,
Yeah,
let's
the
just go to
heavies.
Canada right
Yeah,
now, man. Let's.
All right,
Yeah,
let's just go
exactly.
pick up fireworks in Canada.
You get all the
man.
good stuff.
What do you guys in Canada think about this? Are you like, yeah?
I'll let you guys go first.
Well, quote Eddie Murphy is like, "That's a fire." Oh my goodness! Like, wow. The best fireworks, just off topic there, I ever seen was in Vancouver when I was out west, because you get the mountain. They don't go quite high enough as the mountains, so the backdrops the mountains, but they go off. Oh, so beautiful. But that's just somebody with no brain. I don't know what they were doing. Like, I think they had too many to drink before they set it off. I'm guessing.
Now, where do you guys think this is located at?
Looks
I'll
like
tell
suburbs,
you-
that's for sure.
Well,
You know
yeah,
what?
that's an obvious one.
I'll tell you where it's not located, because by the judging of the color of that smoke, it's not India for the Holi festival.
Mm.
So, and they don't look like Hindus in that neighborhood. So, I'm guessing it's not India.
I want to say Midwest.
Yeah.
That's straight up SoCal.
Ooh, that could be. Yeah, the sidewalks. I see. Okay.
Ah.
See here. Well, no. I've learned. Okay, Ordy.
I don't.
Northern
yeah.
California and Southern California have different like sidewalk.
That's why we need to be different states.
I know.
But
Northern
yeah,
California
no, but
knows what they're doing.
Southern California
much.
track homes, they'll have that frontage area, especially if you're in an HOA. So that grass patch in the front, that would actually be HOA property. Then you got the sidewalk, and then you got the person's property.
Right. Same as
Screw it.
That's how I'm
Ah,
looking at it.
Okay. All right.
Curtilage, I
here's
think, is
another
the
one.
term used.
I think this
There's
is the
too
last
much.
one.
There's
Right.
too much flame there.
I know.
All
right?
right. Here's
Or
this
not
one.
enough.
Guys, do you think this is the coolest firework you've ever seen in your entire life?
Yes.
Yes.
So far.
Yep.
I think so.
That's pretty amazing. Is that intentional?
No.
It is better be.
Where's that fireworks?
There was probably beer involved.
Yeah,
Um,
I would say so.
Yes.
That's what makes it good.
Yeah.
Here's the problem I see with this, and we'll get to the questions of the night. People are sitting way too close.
I
Yeah.
didn't say too far.
Like
Maybe.
ungodly close. Like get the F out of the way, people. I'm booking it. Like you know what? I like fireworks, I like explosions and all that stuff, but
Right.
To me, this one is a little too like. I'm like, I'd look at my wife like, maybe this is not the right place. Like, this is making rednecks look bad.
You just got to get in touch with your inner Michael Bay.
Yes, exactly.
41 big boom.
Exactly.
No, but
The
in
only-
that case, if I'm the people in the front, if I'm one of the dudes up front,
Right.
I'm saying that's a fucking detonator. I'm getting the hell out of here. If I'm one of the people in the back, I'm saying, Jesus, my penis can only get so erect.
Exactly.
There you go, guys. There you
The
go.
only sad thing is that China does it bigger with their multiple fireworks factories going up.
Yes.
And
EV.
their space program.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, if you saw the static test video from the other day
It's
that
so
launched.
good. Yeah.
Jeez. So tonight we're going to talk a
Oh.
little bit about. I
Bunch of
combined
losers.
both 4th of July. This is the second. So this will be the second annual 4th of July episode for Man-O-Rama.
Right.
This is where we can combine cooking and, for Canadians out there, your God-given right and badass. I love you guys, even though I bag on Canada a little bit. I mean,
Oh, we
your
deserve it.
prime minister's a little sus, but that's what you get with Fidel Castro.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
My favorite
Yeah.
thing about Canada is they invent the war crime that we perfect
Yeah.
Yes.
because it isn't
Yes,
a
we
war
do.
crime the first time.
That's right.
Nope.
And we always say sorry and get away with it.
Right?
You guys
Yeah.
do. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
So
You give those
bad,
guys a shotgun and a bayonet, they're going special ed in the trenches.
Yeah,
That's yeah. We were World War One, man. Holy shit.
they were
We
nuts.
went-
They were
Mm-hmm.
even after we were
So
told to
here's-
stop going in trench warfare, we kept going.
Exactly. Especially those
So-
Newfoundlanders.
Here's the first question I have for everyone. And
Yeah.
I know before I get into it, I know
Hmm.
Tom said, I'm from Canada. I don't know. Here's the thing. You can add Canada Day, or what do you call it? Canadian Day.
Canada Day.
Dominion
You
Day.
guys wanted to pick
Canadian
July 1st because it's like, you know what, we got to look better than America. Guess what? You ain't gonna.
Yeah, we're coming first.
1812.
Wait, when
You
did
don't
Canada
want
become?
2 right now.
You had 1812? Is that the date?
No,
That was
that's
our-
when we kicked your ass.
1812
yeah.
No.
1867. It
Yeah.
was 1867.
157 years ago.
True. I don't remember it.
What did you say?
Not that you're counting.
No, of course not. 157 years ago.
Okay. We
Yeah,
win,
right now I'm in the
It's
oldest.
taken this long to get this fucked. Wow. That's
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what? Let's
you
get
know,
to the-
it's slow and steady that wins the race, right? So there we go.
Sure. Guys, what's something you enjoy about the 4th of July? Now, I'll lean this over to the guys in Canada of what you enjoy about Canada Day. I don't know anything about that, but I think it's a copy of 4th of July, but whatever. Y2CD, what is something that you enjoy about the 4th of July?
What I enjoy about the 4th of July, though, is like, what I enjoy about it is that we got to hang out like with relatives and stuff like that. Enjoy the fireworks, like eat some food. Pretty relaxing day, and also like a day to go out and explore.
Nice.
Mm.
Mike.
Yeah, what's something I enjoy about 4th of July? Okay. Here's something I do enjoy about the 4th of July, okay? Is that when I was growing up in St. Andrews, New Brunswick, like I said before, it was like 20 minutes away from the main border, okay? And whenever we had July 1st, obviously at Indian Head Point in St. Andrews, obviously we would have our fireworks on July 1st, on Canada Day, right? Because it's right by, Passamaquoddy Bay. And then across Passamaquoddy Bay would be Maine. So what we would also do is we would all gather, most of us would gather at Indian Head Point, and we would watch the fireworks from Maine on the 4th of July as well, right? And just watch them go off right across the bay. Oh yeah, it was great.
That would be in Calais, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Calais.
And then if anything was going on in Calais, Maine, because back in the day you could just walk right into Maine and just didn't have to worry about ID or passports or anything like that. That was the glory days. Yep. And we would just go over and there would be like hot dogs and burgers galore and parades and stuff like that. So we would go over to Calais, Maine, and we were watching, the parade and festivities going on July 4th in Calais, Maine, right? So and I just always thought that it was just something extra about it, because like during the 80s, that was like, you could say for Gen X at least, it was like the height of patriotism everywhere in America, right? And there was just something extra special about it that Canada didn't have, right? Not saying that we're not proud of our country or anything like that. Well, I mean, not now. So, but there was just something extra about it of Independence Day, July 4th, and America, that was just extra special, because it made you want to be part of the great American dream. To sum it all up, I'm doing an Andy right now and ranting. So
I realize that you're the oldest one here, so you gotta fit. I don't know. Ordy,
compensate.
Girls in cutoff jeans and bikini tops and trolling.
God bless America.
God bless America. No, it's just an all-around great holiday. And to your point too, in the 80s, patriotism was high. It's like we had Reagan, UK had Thatcher, you guys had John Turner. Everything was going good. Everybody was just like, fuck yeah. And then, so it was just, because when we did the bicentennial down here, economy was shit. Everybody was down. It was just kind of like, it was, the bicentennial was cool, but it was still kind of like, there was still the depression everywhere of what was going on. But the 80s were the peak of patriotism in America. Fuck yeah. Globally. Everybody was America. Fuck yeah. Then.
Yeah.
Well, because of your movies and your music. The 80s were prime America, rah-rah music.
Is that the only American album you have?
No.
I just want to. Is it because of the flag or the guy's ass? I don't know. Which one do you like?
Second one.
This is another.
All right.
There you go.
That's another really good one.
There we are.
If I could, interject though, to them, I wonder if it's the same with the 90s because of the economic boom that we had here in the States.
I would agree. I think the 90s, that was kind of like the end of it, because it's not so much now. I would say the 80s, 90s, and like early 2000s was kind of like, we're very patriotic and this and this and this. It's just now I think it's just so divided. Like there's some people like, I am not going to celebrate 4th of July because Trump is meh and all this stuff. And I'm like, dude, how spoiled? Like that's a spoiled. Like how they always say white privilege.
That's entitlement.
It's people who are saying I'm not going to celebrate 4th of July because of Trump getting away with this and that, which he's not. It's just the legal terms and all that stuff, which is a higher pay grade than I will ever have. But it's like, if you're going to be that stubborn and that spoiled, like, screw off. Go to another country.
Yeah.
Canadian Spider-Man.
I really enjoy a lot of things about America Day, and there's always some good action movies like Rambo or Chuck Norris, or some good old fashioned American kick-ass movies on the television.
Megaforce.
Yep.
Yeah.
Classic.
And I'm a huge fan of colonialism and what it's done for the world, and that celebrating colonialism is not always a bad thing. So I think it really opened up a lot of the world to each other, and we've benefited from it, and we've all become really one big family around the globe now, haven't we? And that's due to colonialism.
Tom.
To go on that, I mean, let's be honest here. In Canada, we were inspired a lot by the British television and American television. We eventually invented our own type of things and stuff, but we grew up on American television, American way, and stuff, and that's just what happens here, So I mean, I believe in celebrating the both. I mean, Independence Day, great movie too, but but I mean, it's just like I said, you guys still have true freedom of speech down there. Something we pretty much lost up here. The rights for hole punchers and many other things. Like, I really am not liking my country right now, and it was hard to celebrate this year. I didn't even really feel like it. I did, but you guys, it's still something to celebrate, and it's awesome, and it's something we wish we had. But hey, keep hold of that and don't lose it, because it sucks when you lose it. And no, I've enjoyed it. To me, it's, especially if you live in the border like you did, Mike. It's a longer party, a whole bunch of days of partying then. So. But I've had friends from America too, and we just call each other and stuff. And I never went down during 4th of July, but it sounds like it would be a blast. So,
to me, like everyone, like I would assume, majority of women, they like Christmas, the Hallmark movies. As you get older, it's Thanksgiving with the dads. You get family here. There's like, whenever I have Thanksgiving with my in-laws, my father-in-law, he's like, Thanksgiving is he enjoys it because the family's here, he's cooking. And the same thing with Christmas. To me, it's 4th of July. That's my favorite holiday because that's the birth of this country. And I'm always against people being arrogant, but here's the thing. America is pretty damn awesome. Like, it's pretty cool. Us celebrating it, it's pretty cool. And when you get around the people who really do appreciate where the country came from and started, and you look into it, you get a good understanding of what this country is. And it could be, I could say this about every country. If you actually looked into it and you appreciated and valued the country that you're in, whether you're in North Korea, Canada, a lot of countries that are in just bad shape, if you just actually appreciate where you're at, life gets a little bit easier in the sense of, I'm proud of being where I'm at. I have more respect for that than people go, if this person gets elected, I'm going to move. It's like, have you been to other countries? Because I've been to Russia, I've been to Mexico, I've been to Canada, I've been to Dominican Republic, I've been to all these places. Yeah, America may not be all butterflies and dandies and roses and stuff right now, but
you
gotta admit, like, we still have it pretty good. It's just we have spoiled little brats.
That's what, if I can just throw in this point on, and I watched some videos of some people walking by houses in the States, and they see the flag, and that person's flying their flag, they must be this or that. You know what I mean? I'm like, people died for you the right to even be able to say that. The fact that you can walk and openly say that is the right. People died for your right to do that. You have for true freedoms. You should be appreciative of your country. I don't get why they do that. That's disgusting, I think. Like,
because you're going to say what?
Like, to add to that, people need to see like where they are, where they live, like locally. Like nothing bad is happening like around where you live, like locally though. The people are just manipulated because of like the BS that the mainstream media is putting it out there. People should just look at like outside and just look at what they see like in front of them, like locally though, instead of just what's within the media.
Yeah, I think if you go, I talked to Gary about this before, and I'm from the South and Midwest area, and those are the people that like, hey, like 4th of July is coming. We got some old cannons going to be letting off.
America's heartland.
The East Coast and West Coast, and a lot of areas in those parts of America, they're just, they're about their feelings, emotional. I'm like, I get very emotional about 4th of July because it's like, dude, if it wasn't for how it started, we wouldn't be here. This show wouldn't be happening. We'd all be speaking German. But and YouTube cancels us. What? No way. Who would have thought? I just
In their
think that,
defense, they have good sausages and beer.
yeah.
YouTube has good sausages and beer.
Germany.
Yes.
Oh, my bad.
And the Techno Viking.
And
I have a question, Steve, because you're a big pro-America guy and big on democracy. And in university, I had to read a book called Democracy in America by Alexis de Tocqueville. He's a French guy, and he came over to America to see how democracy was taking place there, because you just had the French Revolution, and they were trying to instill democracy in France, where they had. And he came over and he wrote a book called Democracy in America, and I highly recommend that book. It gives you a really good understanding of democracy in America from a foreigner's perspective, and it's a famous book. It's a very well-known book. If you guys get a chance, Democracy in America by Alexis de Tocqueville.
All right.
We don't do none of that reading stuff down here.
They probably made a cartoon by now.
I just get the audio book.
Canadian Spider-Man, here's one thing, and a lot of people say this, and it's not on you. We're a republic, not a democracy.
Right.
Right.
Everyone thinks that America's a democracy. It might be in some ways, but technically we're a republic. And some people are like, well, how do you know? It's like, yeah. Where do you say where does it say democracy in the Pledge of Allegiance?
It actually does not mention democracy once in the Declaration of Independence or the Constitution.
Does it mention grilling or barbecuing?
It mentions
it's right after porn and guns.
Yeah. Right next to boobs.
Boobs?
Liquor.
You brought her liquor.
Yeah, because democracy is a form of government based upon the principle of a majority rule, right? And period. End of discussion. And it's not very complicated. Majority rule, and that's easy to understand and easy to sell to the masses, and deadly, I might add, right? For example, what would you call like a lynch mob, right? That's majority rule. And there's only one dissenting vote, basically, and he's at the end of the rope, basically, is what it is, right? Now that's pure democracy in action. Right. But, wait a minute, you say, like, the majority should rule. Yes. But that's, but not to the extent of destroying the rights of the minority. And
academic schools. No, go ahead.
Exactly. And now, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, we are no longer describing a democracy. We're speaking of a republic. And a republic is basically a limited democracy. That's what it is, right? And it's a form of government based upon the principle of limited majority rule. That's what a republic basically is. So limited so that the minority, even a minority of one, basically, can be protected against the whims and passions of the majority. But how do you protect the minority from the majority? You write down a set of rules on a piece of paper, right? Gee, sounds kind of familiar. And you say, this is what we do and this is what we can't do. And on top of the paper, you write a word, Constitution. And then everyone agrees to follow the rules, no matter what the temptation, basically. And when you're finished, you've created a constitutional republic, basically. And that's what you got.
Yeah.
So to your point, entire schools of thought have written countless academic papers about the tyranny of the majority.
Yep.
Because direct democracy is, our founders studied every form of government that had existed prior to us. and found everything that had failed. What we have is a democratic process.
Yeah.
Where the electorate votes for their representatives, but that's where that and local ballot measures or state, whatever. But that's where it ends, because the country will never let itself be ruled by a majority. There is always a dissenting voice.
Yep. That's right.
On that note, we'll get to the next question. I like these topics.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, didn't mean to ramble on.
Oh,
No,
that was
it's
awesome.
good. Need some
That was
education.
pretty
All right, what's the dumbest thing that happened on 4th of July?
Oh.
Canadian Spider-Man, you sound like you...
Yeah, it was Canada Day, and I was with the softball team and a bunch of friends. And we were having a bonfire at night, and we had fireworks to light off. And one of my buddies, Mike,
right.
Well, no, Mike goes and puts the big canister of fireworks on top of a log. Well, like a small log, so it's round on top. And no, I mean, the log was laying down, and he thought that was a good place to set the fireworks. And he lit the fireworks, and we were all standing around. And the first firework went off, and it was magnificent. And then the whole firework canister fell down and pointed at the crowd. Yeah, and a bunch of us, and there was people running. And I still feel bad about pushing the small children out of the way, but. It was instinct took over. There was two. My apologies to Lindsay, a good friend of mine. Her two small daughters were pushed aside quite quickly, and it was chaos. And I don't recommend putting fireworks on a round log.
Huh.
Why?
But now the children are going to learn.
Survival of the fittest. They weren't fast enough.
Yeah, I know.
Y2CD, what's the dumbest thing that you have seen that happened on 4th of July?
To be honest, I haven't seen anything dumb for myself. The only thing dumb that I saw with 4th of July is just the images that we saw before, like people lighting fireworks wrongly or cooking food the wrong way.
You should hang out with me. We'll make it fun.
There we go.
Ordy.
Well, the dumbest thing I've seen, I can't actually talk about because I'm not sure if the statute of limitations is worn out yet.
Right.
But the dumbest thing I have done, we were out drinking barbecue and shooting fireworks, having a good time, and I had just finished building this really expensive, intricate, remote-controlled boat. And I decided what would be cool is dragging a target behind it and shooting it with my 22. While somebody else was driving the boat, trying to make it like a moving target, right?
Right.
Yeah. Sank the boat.
Tom.
Right through the middle of it, having to walk out the walk of shame out into the middle of the pond to go retrieve my beautiful RC boat.
Oh, man.
But was
But
it
the other one,
worth
I'm
it?
pretty sure BATF and FBI are still interested in.
Was it worth it?
Which one, the boat or the other thing?
The other, both.
Absolutely. No, the
Oh,
boat.
no.
The boat was not worth it. The other thing, you don't see many things like that in your life, and it was spectacular.
Oh, now I'm curious.
Tom.
Myself, not too much.
Burning
I
a hot
remember
dog.
It was no, it was at a beach party, a nice bonfire. I brought a friend around. He wanted to meet this girl. He got drunk, way too drunk, and I was having a few drinks that night. It was Canada Day, of course, and I pretty much 4 times had to stop him from running into the fire and almost falling down. He got so wasted. So I was a babysitter most of that night, and it was just like making sure my friend doesn't get burnt, and just kept on just passing out almost right into the fire. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, like, what are you doing? 4 times, and then I just said, go lay down. He passed out, and one of those nights. Just
Swear to God, it wasn't me.
no,
Mike.
it wasn't him. No.
We all know that's a lie. It was him.
Okay.
No.
Damn it.
I was just wearing the wedding dress once.
I'm.
What's
Oh,
the
you
dumbest
sweet.
thing you've seen during Canadian Day?
Well, let's see. Dumbest thing I've seen on Canada Day is our Prime Minister. So that sums it up in its entirety.
Yep.
So yeah, that would basically be it. The second
Cheers to
dumbest
you.
thing, I know. The second dumbest thing I've seen is pretty much every liberal wanker in Canada and the United States basically protesting anything they can possibly protest about why they shouldn't celebrate Canada Day or the 4th of July just because they're complete and utter fucking morons.
Yep.
You know, oh, it's that colonialism. Oh, Trump. Oh, because the MAGA crew, or what they're calling us here up in Canada, Maple MAGA. Like, I swear to God, that's what they're calling.
That's kind of badass.
It is kind of
It
badass,
is.
right?
Yeah,
Maple
it is.
MAGA?
Maple MAGA. Yeah, that's what they're calling conservatives.
Kind of cool.
Fantastic.
It is. I kind of like that, it's like they just want to oppress us, blah 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 blah. It's like kettle, meat black.
Yeah.
So can you not see what you're doing to basically everybody here? Which just makes me roll my eyes, and which I could bitch slap them multiple times. So, but I can't because that wouldn't be the Christian thing to do. So, my hands are tied that way.
For me, it was when I was living in Nebraska. We at the certain times they'll farmers they'll grab all the crops and like all the waste pretty much, and they'll make a pit. I think I've told this story before, and I've done this twice. The last time I ever did this was probably the dumbest thing we ever did because we put way too much flammable stuff in the pit.
Oh, really?
We made it bigger. This pit was 10 feet by 20 feet wide, 10 feet deep by 20 feet wide.
Oh,
It was a big thing.
Jeez,
And
there's no way you can jump over that.
no, you can't. We had a guy who was crazy, an old guy who was just, we didn't know if he was senile or not.
Maybe a bit
But
of both.
he could be a little bit of both. But he ended up putting way too much flammable stuff. A cocktail is what he called it.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
dear.
Oh
And we
yes.
asked, well, how much was it? He's like, don't worry about it. I was like, all right.
So a shit ton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used dragon breath shotgun rounds to
Oh,
light this thing.
I've heard of
boy.
it.
Yeah, I was not the one that used it, but this other guy did, who was a firefighter at the time.
They're the worst.
No one got hurt, but let's just say I've never seen the ground move the way this did. It just so happened the guy, the crazy dude, he put a few sticks of dynamites in. He put a lot of stuff in. Like he didn't tell us.
Yeah.
Dynamite doesn't
It was-
burn really well.
What?
Dynamite doesn't burn really well for long.
No, but if it's old dynamite and if it shakes, it can explode. That's what happened. It's the nitrogen.
Right.
Yeah, let's just say
Nitroglycerin.
that was
Yeah.
thank you. Nitroglycerin.
Nitrogen
let's
is
just-
inert.
Yeah. I'm not good with science. I was homeschooled, guys.
Charcoal.
Let's just say the ground
nitrogen.
actually moved up and then down. And
Oh boy.
it scared the living bejeebus out of us. Because it felt like it's like a ball of fire just went up. And this was at night too. He's like, just shoot it. And this firefighter was like, all right, shot it.
Jesus
And-
Christ.
Yeah.
Wow.
We were like, we're never doing this again. The dad, the owner of the property, said, you guys are a bunch of idiots, but it looked really awesome.
Well,
The wife was like not having it. She's like, I never want to do this ever again. at all. We had the cops,
Yeah.
everyone come by because they're like, "What the heck?" Like you could see this from miles away. And it was loud. So that's the dumbest thing we did. There was no alcohol involved. It was just us being,
That almost makes it slightly improbable that it happened.
It's because we had the crazy old dude that decided, "Hey, I'll do this. Don't worry." He started. He planned it all.
The fact that there was no alcohol involved makes it sound so improbable that it happened. That
Right.
in
But
order for it to happen,
I'm not buying it just
copious
because
amounts
there's
of
no
alcohol. Exactly. Right?
No, I'm sure there was.
Somebody had a
but
Bush beer.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
at
there was a
least.
Bush beer involved. I'm not saying like we weren't all like completely wasted when we did this. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like there was.
You
It's
were
just
responsible.
we waited a while for this, and it was like
not
at night.
completely wasted, so
There you go.
partially wasted.
I'm just
No,
being a good Christian boy.
Yeah, okay.
We even asked the old guys like, "Hey, is ATF trying to go for you? Like, what's going on here?" So
Right.
he finally told us what he put in there. It's just no. We're like, jeez. Like, I'm glad he didn't do the mason jars with gas inside, and we'll never have him be a part of that whole thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's still around. This was like 20 years ago. The last question.
Hey, dude, you got a backhoe? We got a job for you.
Yeah. Y2CD, what is the one thing you will grill on 4th of July? You're pretty.
I haven't. Go on.
Oh no, you can continue.
Yeah. The one thing that to grill on 4th of July, I haven't grilled anything at all, but if I were to grill something, I think it would probably be like salmon burgers.
Ooh. Very nice. Ordy.
Brits on Twitter.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
We can count that.
No, but I'm a burger guy over a hot dog guy. I'll do chicken breast and hamburgers for chicken sandos too. So
I like that.
I haven't tried peanut butter on chicken sando. Now I'm gonna have to think about that.
I don't know how that would go.
I think it would really depend on how much garlic you did on the chicken.
Yeah.
I think that would be the great equalizer.
Yeah.
I'll have to experiment. I'll get back to you.
Canadian Spider-Man.
Yeah, probably
Deer heart.
chicken quarters. Deer season's coming, another few months. Yeah, probably chicken quarters and bell peppers. I really like bell peppers on the barbecue grilled.
Nice. Mike.
See, if Spidey was in America, it'd be like something like Sasquatch heart or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it
He'd
would
be
be.
the only one to find the Sasquatch.
Exactly.
Cook it up. And
next
like,
time you
"Where
go
is
to
it?" It's like,
Mexico-
I don't know. It's in the toilet.
Yeah.
Canadian Spider-Man. The next time you go to Mexico, I want a confirmed kill on a chupacabras.
There we go.
All right. We can make that happen.
Nice. Okay.
You might be my extradition plan.
There you go.
No, I was born in East LA, man.
Right.
Okay. So what would I cook on the 4th of July? What would I cook? I would cook anything and everything meat. I would do hot dogs. I would do sausages. I would do burgers. I would do steak. That's what I would do. Anything beef or beefy, right?
Mm-hmm.
No fish, no chicken. It would
Not
just
even
be-
salmon?
Not even salmon.
Salmon's pretty damn Canadian.
I know because, well, yeah, that's true. But for me, it would just have to be red meat, pure and simple. Maybe with a touch of pork or something like that, for those sausages. But
Bacon.
that's just me. Bacon, yes, there we go. So, and cooked medium rare. And if it was like sausages, it'd be like like the cheddar filled ones,
Ooh.
just so they got enough snap right off the grill. The skin is just cook that
You
much to
burn
perfection.
yourself so badly
You
with
know?
those fuckers.
Oh yeah, I know, but it's just perfection. Just Montebello.
Mm.
And for hot dogs, it would just be the proper brown. If I had to do them like on a barbecue, that's how I want it. Steak, medium rare. Burger, about maybe yay thick. Something like that, right? Like about maybe an inch thick or something, and stacked about maybe like that high. So that's what I would
All
grill.
right.
Tom, you look very hungry right now, even though you ate a burger and a hot dog.
Yeah, no,
Where's your brewski?
I'm gonna try that peanut butter thing here soon.
You
No,
should.
cheeseburger. I would have a double stacked cheeseburger easily.
Yeah.
You have the cheese afterwards, melted on after you're done cooking it. And mine, I'll cook the burger straight through with a little bit of seasoning, but you definitely got to have some cheese on it. Then double stack it, boom, you get a big sucker. And then I want a steak, medium rare, 100%. Right on that grill, and onions too. So Dad kind of taught me to do with onions. And what you do is you saute it over the night before, you let it sit. And Alpine, it's a beer here, and he would let it, and a little bit of soy sauce, and then he'd leave it overnight, and then you just grill it, and just tender enough, just so perfect, just it's pink in the middle, and it's so damn good. And that big ass cheeseburger, that's my two go-tos easily.
Nice. Ordy.
You already got me.
I did.
You did.
You did.
My brain's going out.
What do I like to grill on 4th of July? Brits on Twitter.
That's right.
Yeah.
For me, I'll cook a live cow straight up there. You take that, PETA, and you find somewhere to fight me with that one. But yeah, any burgers, hot dogs, steak. Even though I'm not gonna eat that much of it, just the fact that I'm grilling it, it's just I'm doing God's gift.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing I'm doing a service here. I'm cooking meat. It's just steaks, burgers, any of that stuff. Here's a question off the top of my head. Y2CD, what are you doing for 4th of July?
You mean this 4th of July?
Yes.
I'm not quite sure what we're gonna do for my family night. I'm not sure what we're gonna do for the 4th of July, but I could probably guess we might hang out with some family and stuff like that.
Nice. Ordy, what are you gonna do for 4th of July?
Actually, I'm kind of laying low just because, as you know, we're in extreme fire.
Yeah.
Warning. So I know the municipal fireworks shows are going to be lame. So I'm just going to probably just grill some shit around the house, invite a couple people over, and just have some beers. Not going to detonate anything or
Nice. I like that a chill 4th of July. I think when you get older, you're like, a chill day. I like that.
Relax. Yeah.
That sounds really good. I know you guys are in Canada. So I'll ask you, what did you do for Canada Day? Canadian Spider-Man.
We had a huge camp over bonfire party, and I'm having another bonfire for 4th of July up at my buddy's house. We're gonna go burn a whole bunch of slash just around his property. So we're gonna be streaming and burning. That's what I did Canada Day, and that's what I'm gonna be doing for America Day.
Nice. Mike.
Yeah, well, seeing how obviously we don't do anything for Ungrateful Colonius Day, what did we do this past Canada Day? I did absolutely nothing because it was raining like cats and dogs here, and in this town where I'm at, here in Carstairs, they don't do a hell of a lot on Canada Day. They might have maybe a little parade because this is a small town, really. And, they'll have a couple of food trucks out and stuff like that. But it was generally raining. A lot of people weren't doing a whole heck of a lot of things. They kind of make up for it in 2 weeks on beef and barley days here in town.
What's that?
Well, it's where a whole bunch of cowboys from most of Alberta come to this town, and for 3 days, it's basically, beef, barley, and a lot of rodeo going on here.
Oh my God.
Wait,
Yeah.
so what day, when is that?
I'm bringing my tent.
Yeah, there we go. So this is happening. Let's see, whatever
You
Beef
think
and
I'm
Barley
kidding.
Days is. It's
not
not this
kidding.
weekend. It's next weekend. It's always like the middle of July, right? So they basically have a very small Canada Day here, and then 2 weeks later they have Beef and Barley Days. 3 days of just pure unadulterated fun, with like lots of stuff going on over the weekend. So
I feel like
Pretty much
this
what we got.
might be an adventure for me to visit that.
there you go.
Next year.
Yes. Why
There
have
you
I
go.
never heard of
Mm.
We'd
I
love
was
to
like,
have you
yes, then I can try what a tri-tip is.
Yeah.
Come on up, Steve.
Still-
You got 2 weeks to make it up here.
I
Exactly.
can't. I'm so busy in July. I can't do that.
Make it to Vancouver,
Well,
and I'll drive you the rest of the way.
I'll shoot for
Mm.
next year. I can't promise anything, but I'll plan it for next year. I'll
Okay,
go
cool.
for that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty booked in July on trips and stuff. But
Yeah.
Tom,
Make it a plan. We'll all do it for next year. So, what was the question again?
what did you do on Canadian Day?
I'll be honest. This year, not so much. It's hard to celebrate this country right now. As the guys below me right there probably know what I'm talking about. It really
Yeah.
is. It's just a disappointment. So, but mom and dad were having a barbecue and stuff. So I went down. It was hot as balls. And oh my God, it was one of those dry heat. So, but it was fun. Just hanging with family is the big thing for me. Getting to see them
Nice.
and stuff. They're getting older. You don't know. So it's like, and that's where he had some leftover meat and stuff. So I was like, he brought that. But that's about it, really. Because like I said, it's not much to celebrate right now from our country. It really isn't. So it's kind of disappointing. Exactly.
For me, there is. I think I've done this. This will be my third year. There's usually a parade like right next to the Masonic Lodge, so we'll sell popcorn and cotton candy. So I'm in charge of that. So I'll do that in the morning. There'll be some grilling, some margaritas, some bourbon, and then later that night, I usually like to watch a patriot type movie and something patriotic, something that makes me feel proud that, like, yeah, even though Hollywood kind of doesn't do the movies right justice or anything of the story, but usually it's a Mel Gibson thing. Watch, it'll be Lethal Weapon for some reason. I'm like, hey, but
You're not watching the original Red Dawn. Are you even 4th of Julying?
I know, right?
Yeah.
The original.
Which, you know what? I might end up watching that movie. I haven't seen that in a while, but I'm cooking a tri-tip. I got a big old beefy tri-tip. I'm actually going to cut it in half and I'm going to make them into steaks, one half of it, and then cook the other half. So my wife will be doing that. And then my dog, I've learned this. She's not afraid of fireworks at all. And because I play Call of Duty with her watching with the volume up, so she's used to loud noises.
All right.
There's the key right there. So she's not afraid of fireworks. She'll just sit and watch them. I'm like, you are one weird dog, but I love her to death.
Awesome.
Nice.
Usually I'll get where I live. I'll have like 3 different towns do fireworks, so I can see 3 different fireworks go off. And if I time it right, I can see one go here, one go there, and then one here. And usually some people set off some mortars around my neighborhood. It is what it is. But
Question, Steve.
yes.
Do you, and actually, and any of these people, I enjoy barbecuing and cooking the meat about as much as eating it. So how about yourself?
If I'm cooking for a group, like, here's an example. I like to eat what I cook, of course, but for a big group of like maybe 10 or more people, at a lot, like when I cook at the lodge, I don't really eat that much because I'm cooking it. I've learned that if I'm like, even for Thanksgiving, if I'm cooking the turkey, I'm not going to eat much of the turkey. It's because I've cooked it all day and I'm doing all this stuff that it's just like I've smelled it. I can taste the smell. I can smell the taste or whatever it is. And it's just like, I get hungry, but it's like my appetite isn't that big because I'd rather watch people eat and see what they think. And
See, I'm exactly the same on that too. When I'm cooking for like 5, that's cool. But when I'm cooking for 45,
yeah, it's
as much as I cooked because I've been tasting it all day.
yeah.
Through my nose, or say, okay, is the sauce done or whatever. So
Yeah, I'm the same way. We had a 50-year anniversary for Mason, and Tyler and I we were cooking enough fried chicken for 30 people, and I didn't eat much of it, but man, it was one of the best fried chickens I made. It was good. It was I'd rather just be cooking, just grilling things. And some people that are tuning in, I was like, what does this have to do with men and masculinity? So it has to do with a lot of things. I know we didn't get into the main course of what it is to be masculine and men and everything about 4th of July and stuff, but it's like grilling. You're taking the time to grill. You're investing. Some people, if you're like, hey, I'm hosting an event at my house, we're just gonna kick back, whether it's fireworks or no fireworks. We're just having a couple beers, hanging out. Like, you value what people want, and that's what's important. It's I think 4th of July with men, it's especially in America, like if you really have value the country, you're going to be very patriotic. And I know some people like, I'd wear grunt style. People in the military, they don't wear it that much. I know I have We the People tattoo and then Join or Die tattoo and stuff. And so some people think like, oh, are you mocking the military? It's like, no, it's like I have family in the military. I value this country. I'm very, I don't know what I would do. I don't know what my identity would be. I know what my identity is in God, but I don't know what my identity is if I didn't live here. It's in my DNA. It's like I'm value, and I think everyone should, whether you live in Canada, Norway, Germany, like that's a country, that's your home country. Be proud of it. 100%. And I'll say this one little picky thing. If you come to America and you become a citizen, don't fly your stinking flag, your home country flag, next to the American flag. To me, that's disrespectful. It's like you're an American citizen now. Fly the American flag. Be proud of it. Here's the thing. I have an Irish flag. I have that. I'm gonna pull that out sometime during St. Patrick's Day. I'm proud to be Irish, but it does not come before this big guy. It's like I'm very proud. If like the thing is like, if this touched the ground, oh, bro, I'd be pissed. Like, I value where I'm from. That's the thing as men, is we should value where we're from.
Have you ever seen a video of the child that's seen a flag down?
Yes.
And then the soldier came out and she taught him how to fold it, and he ended up giving him the flag.
Yes. That's how you retire a flag.
Yes, that was such a cool moment. And I was like, the kid learned from that, and I was like, wow, that was like, there's hope for the future.
I think,
like, wow.
I think that's what I'll get to what I was going to say. What were you going to say, Ordy?
Yeah, real quick to your point is, it's not a matter of, it's like, what you were talking about of, you don't have to know how to be a man on the 4th of July. Being a man on the 4th of July is taking a step out of your own ass to appreciate that other men did something. They stood up and cast off the largest military the world had ever seen since the Roman Legion, and said, fuck you, get out of here. And that's what being a man is, just appreciating that. It doesn't matter how you feel. You don't have to celebrate it, but you have to appreciate it.
Yeah, 100%.
So
yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah. You really think about it. A group of colonizers essentially got together, and they're like, you know what? Forget this crap. Forget it. We're just going rogue. We're going our own way. And yeah, like what Ordy said, they took on the biggest military power at that time, the British, the British, basically, And I mean, we were up here in Canada and whatnot, and we could have came down like multiple times over and over and over again. I mean, we did, sorry about 1812, but hey.
It's okay.
You're not
We're
sorry.
watching.
No, we're not really
Hey,
sorry.
we'll forgive. We just don't forget.
At least you can say it's the only time you guys ever lost. So,
Well, you know, you can also say it wasn't
What?
us. It wasn't us. The Hudson Bay Company had bayonets at our back. We didn't have an option.
that's true.
Mm.
So, but
So technically, we never lost.
Right.
No, you didn't.
No, we lost.
Yeah. But no, I mean, for a bunch of men that got together and said, you know what, screw this kind of crap. You know, we're not taking it anymore, and overthrowing a tyrannical government that just basically wanted nothing but just, you know, everything that you guys had, you know, without even really earning it. That's saying something. And you think that a lot of people would learn from that kind of history, especially today, because
Right, Canada. Come on.
yeah, Canada, you know, because we are seeing this over and over again with lots of governments. And here's the thing: the tide slowly it might not look like it, but the tide is slowly turning in a lot of other countries around the world, where the majority of people are saying, you know what, had enough of all this bull crap that's going on. You're seeing it in Europe over the past couple of years with like a lot of farmers, the yellow jackets that were happening in France. You know, you saw it here a couple of years ago in February in Canada with all the truckers, the Freedom Trucker movement and stuff like that. You know, it's all because of what you guys did back in 1776, that you guys had the balls enough to say to the British government, F you, we're not taking this shit anymore.
Didn't Germany just have something similar on that recently too?
Yeah.
Farmers?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, it's worldwide.
You guys
I
know
don't
who
care
the
about
three
the Yellow Jackets. I'm more concerned about the topless 50s cosplayers that were protesting the other day. Give me more of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
All for that.
Well, we can do an exchange program.
I suggested that.
Yeah,
right.
you did too.
We have some great cosplayers up here. Yeah.
So here's the crazy thing about this country.
Yes.
You guys know what the 3%ers are, right?
Yes.
I know the 1%.
That the trans population?
No. So the 3%ers is
30% apparently.
It's the country was actually founded on 3% of the population of America that fought in Revolutionary War. Nowadays, some people assume it as some racist organization. It's not. It's just it's remembering and respecting the 3% of the people who fought to make this country what it is. And it's not perfect. It's not.
No.
But I will say this, even with Biden, even with all the shenanigans going on, it's still one of the youngest countries, and we actually figured it out. Like, it took us 200 some years, but we actually figured out how to make a sustainable country.
Yep.
And we have our faults, but with those faults, we've accomplished a lot of things. And from that, I know a lot of countries, people that look to what America did in the past is like, you know what? We want that. And I always tell people who live in other countries, you know what? The government works for you. You don't work for the government. And America, we've lost that whole entire mentality. It's we the people.
Yeah.
It's not government and the people. It's we the people.
That's why America is the great experiment.
Yeah. We figured it out. Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah.
But on that note,
And
what were you going to say?
Sorry.
Or what were you going to say, YTCD?
Yeah, I would say the U.S. is also the leading example of the entire world.
Yeah.
It is. It is. Because of what happened in 1776, you know, was a great example to later on, like I said, with what's going on around the world. The people have had enough of a lot of oppression, and that's why we've had certain movements happening all around the world, like here in Canada, like what was going on in Germany, what was going on in the Netherlands, what was going on in France, what was going on here and there and everywhere, right? America set that original example back in 1776.
And let's be
saying
honest,
no more to a government.
right now, out of all the stuff going on here in Canada and other parts of the world, America is probably the last bastion of true freedom in the world right now. If you really look at it, it really is.
And we're kind of sucking at it at this moment too.
Yeah. We're really sucking at it. California sucks.
You know what the great lesson?
I can't have a 20. I can't have a 20-round magazine for my gun.
Yeah, I keep looking at that the PWG. I don't know if you saw the videos for it today that were going around with the, I was thinking, God, I want one. Nope, can't have it.
Yeah.
20-round pistol.
What if there's 20 gophers you got to shoot?
Well, yeah. So the other thing, what I love about history too, is right after we had our revolution, another country came over and said, "Hey, I liked how you guys did that. Tell us how you did it. We're going to go do our own thing." And this is why proto-communists and communists just take shit too far, because the Jacobins took a nice principle of we're going to overthrow the monarchy too, and then they turned it into the reign of terror.
Yeah.
Well, there's a point where you got to like pump the brakes, Carl.
I think with that, when a country takes ideas from what America's done, they get a little too comfortable and they're like, "Ooh, I like this."
And then they push it to a level where it's like,
"Whoa, where did we go here? Like, what happened? Like, what?" But I mean, I'll bag on other countries and stuff, and like I'll bag on America because of stupid liberals and their ideology. I will say this, but I think a lot of people can take, like what Tom said, a lot, like Canada's and Germany, France, they're taking Brazil, Spain, like all these countries are taking notes of how we got started. It was bloody, it was messy, but you gotta admit, we're pretty fucking badass, even still to this day. Like Japan will never invade us because they said there's a gun behind every single blade of grass. You bet you bunch some burns.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they learned the hard way, though, as you've seen with them.
Yeah. That was the term I think came out. Fuck around, find out. Fuck around and find out. Yeah.
They found out.
You take out a couple of our ships, we'll just take out some cities. Like we push some nuts around, and I think we've earned that. And a lot of countries
are going to uncork the sun on your.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on that note, we're going to get into. Y2CD, you're kind of new to this.
Okay.
Canadian Spider-Man.
Hi,
Canadian Spider-Man. He's like, I'm grinding my weed.
No, sorry, my
weed.
laptop was smoking here at the back.
Oh.
Okay,
yeah.
Canadian Spider-Man, I'm going to tell you this as someone who builds computers, you don't give your computer weed.
That's
it's
what
not
gonna.
Your laptop doesn't have a heart.
Alcohol. It's supposed to be water, not alcohol.
Yeah, you can't combine both. I know that you want to.
Well, there's your problem.
But your laptop is not that person. So we changed it up a little bit. I'm sure you probably seen in the past episode Y2CD is, and I'll give you some time. We won't go to you first, but we changed it up to where you get to pick someone who could be a family member, a friend, or someone who played an important role in your life as that. And it's kind of actually really interesting to see what everyone has to say. Canadian Spider-Man, you're up.
Yes. What was the question?
Who is your tip of the hat of this week?
Ooh. Wow. That's an excellent question. You know what? I will give that to my uncle. My uncle Greg. Wow, he's a character, and he's always been the fun uncle, and although quite a responsible guy, but around the corner from St. Andrews, New Brunswick, is St. Stephen, New Brunswick. Yep. And St. Stephen is even closer to Maine
Yep.
Then St. Andrews. And my Uncle Greg taught me the fun sport of building potato guns. And he could hit America with his potato gun from St. Stephen. He would shoot it across the river and take pot shots at his American neighbors across the way. And that was a lot.
And they
of fun.
pulled out bazookas. They're like, "All right, Buttercup, we're on."
Well, that was always the concern. But he would teach me how to build potato guns and the finer points of the ladies as well too. And you know what? He's a great lover of fancy beers and specialty beers, and I've been influenced a great deal in enjoying the finer points of life from my Uncle Greg. And he got scallops because he'd do work, and sometimes the people couldn't afford to pay him, so he would take in barter, and he'd work for fishermen, and he'd get scallops. We had to cut the scallop in half. Bay of Fundy scallops. We had to cut it in half to fit the bacon around, because the bacon wasn't big enough to go around the size of scallop. And oh man, so he really did impress upon me the finer things in life. And my shout out to Uncle Greg.
Nice. Ordy.
Oh yeah, you did change it up while I've been out the last couple of weeks. So I had to take a few minutes to think about it, and I'm going to save the obvious answers for later. And my tip of the hat this week is going to be, and he's not here, and I don't know if he's listening. I hope he is, but it's going to be Jeff. That guy is like the biggest heart you've ever seen, wears it on his sleeve, just great dad, true man, just excels at everything he tries at, and one of the smartest motherfuckers I know. So
True.
And one of the hardest working motherfuckers I know too, even not just with like his job, but also like, you know, with his podcasting and his research for his shows. And you give him any task, you know, like around Kaler, I was like, hey, we're going to be doing a Christmas play. You think you can find us a script that's, royalty free? And he'll come up with something, and he'll break the whole thing down. How many roles there are, how many lines for each role. I mean, just completely break it down so it makes it easy for us to go, okay, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. I mean, but any task, hey, can you come up with a graphic for the show? And he nails it, knocks it out of the park 100% of the time.
Nice.
Wow.
He will be back. We talked and stuff, so he's gonna be back. I didn't come off the show or anything. It's work related stuff. It's kind of taking over a little bit. So I was like, don't worry, man. So
I miss him.
Good guy. I'm just getting to know him, but he seems really cool guy.
Yeah, Jeff's like a really good guy. So
yeah. Y2CD.
my tip of the hat. I think I would probably go with Jordan Peterson, just because with Jordan Peterson, like he taught me like a lot of stuff though, like about trying to try to get better like at life, try to move on like to better things and stuff like that.
That's a good one, yeah. Tom.
He would be on one of mine eventually too, Jordan Peterson.
If you say Michael Moore, I swear to God almighty.
I used to like his docs here.
Oh, again with the Michael Moore.
Yeah, go.
All right.
No, actually, it's a long-time friend of mine. I've known since, I was like 19, because I used to like his girlfriend. I didn't know it was his girlfriend at the time. Hot redhead. I was like, oh, I like her. And it turns out, she has a boyfriend, but they're separated. And blah, blah, blah. And she's whatever. But we became friends because I used to babysit the kid. And then he became one of my best friends, like a brother from another mother. And I've been roommates with him. He's, and then actually he's an author too. I'd like to bring him on. I think he'd be good for this show. He's a guy's guy, 6 foot something, tall guy. He's just a man's man, just finished a divorce with a woman in Japan. He's traveled the world, done this and that, highly intelligent. He's an author too. I'm going to shill for his book. He's got a sci-fi book here. And but just a guy who's always had my back. Like, I mean, when I moved back from Toronto, I had no place to stay. I didn't want to move into my parents' house. I failed in Toronto. It was too expensive. It's like, why don't I crash with you? And then I'll knock the door, mom and dad's later. He's like, yeah, man. And then I ended up rooming with him there. And he's had my back many times, taught me how to do some computer stuff. And what have you, and he's just one of those friends that you need something, you don't even have to ask. He can tell pretty much. It's just one of those guys that's always had my back. He's been real since we, like I said, I was 19. I'm 51 now, so we've known each other a long, long time. So
Nice.
Mike.
Yeah. Let's see. My tip of the hat. You know what? I'm gonna do this. For my tip of the hat. I'm going to say my son, who's 25, and you know what? I'm not bragging because he's my son, but you know what? Here's the thing. He's grown up. He's 25 right now, and he's grown up to be somebody with actually a big, kind heart, right? Who doesn't shy away from hard work. And he does do whatever it is that needs to get done, right? And I mean, he's still kind of figuring out life a little bit, and you know what? And that's okay. But, ever since he was like 15 years old and he came up to me and he's like, Dad, do you think you can help me get a part-time job? His very first job at 15 years old was doing concrete.
nice.
Yeah. And you guys know concrete is not an easy job, right?
Sucks.
Yes, it does suck, right? But you know what? But when our boss at the time said, you know what? On occasion, I've hired kids in the past, but you know what? For 15-year-old, he is like the damn hardest worker I have ever seen at 15 years old. You know what? And from that day on, yeah, sure, being a teenager and getting older and stuff like that, yeah, there might have been, a few hard times here and there. But you know what? Overall, I am extremely proud of my son for working hard and doing what he does. He's at a plant right now, vinyl siding plant, where he's an operator, basically overlooking a couple of people, and he's doing a great job, and I'm proud of him. So yeah.
Your son's a year older than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, for this week's tip of the hat, I'll have to say Gary Ambrosia. He has become the closest thing to a brother I have that's close distance, because all my brothers live like a few hours or across the country. And he's one of the people that actually helped me get this show going. He's been a guy who I can just go to and just talk, and the bond we have, it's pretty cool. He helped before you guys ever knew me. I looked like a hipster liberal with my tattoos and my glasses and my beard and beanie that I used to wear working at a coffee shop of all places. And him
Not me.
having Thomas the Train come and go, not so fast, muchachos, that him actually helping me, teaching me construction and actually molding me into who I am now. It's the life skills I've learned just from him in the 4 years. I've known him a little bit longer, but just from 4 years of actually working with him and just being around him, I've learned a lot of what it is to be a man, and I still have a lot to learn. That's a learning thing. It's not like, oh, I learned it in 4 years, I'm good to go. No, it takes a lot. But he's a guy who's really taught me the success and benefits of being a man, and I gotta tip my hat off to him. It's there's a lot. I'm very grateful and thankful for him. He's a very genuine guy. He comes off as a hard ass sometimes, but he's very caring, and so that's the show, guys. I don't know what next week's episode is going to be yet. I'll have to talk to you guys and figure it out. I am thinking about starting a new podcast on Wednesday mornings. So it's kind of it'll be a solo podcast, maybe at first. I don't know. I might bring some people on that have been on the show on Tuesdays night and saying, hey, would you want to come on? Where we just talk a little bit more about what we talked about that night. And I love the fact that you brought sparklers.
I know.
And the building goes
So
up in
awesome.
flames. What? It is.
Yeah,
it's pretty awesome.
You mean like
So there might be in
You're
the
in a
near.
historic building, Mike. Jeez.
I know. In the next few weeks,
Do what I
there
have to
might
for the
be-
show.
In the next few weeks, there might be a new podcast where I'll have where I'll go in more in depth for like an hour or two or something like that. Not a long podcast, but just go in depth of what we talked about the night before, kind of thing. Because I know we kind of
Nice.
what.
like a post Man-O-Rama.
Yeah, something like that. So it's more
Debrief.
of like if you want to get more in depth and you want to get more out of what we talked about, because we're always limited, and because I like to do 2 hours of a show. Sometimes we go a little over, sometimes we go a little shorter. But yeah, something I thought about that. I was like, you know what, I can do Wednesday mornings just for a couple hours or something like that, and just engage more people into the conversations, which means I had to write more notes and all these things, but put more on the plate. Bring it on. But I want to thank everyone who's on here. Y2CD, I always like having you on here. You're fun. Tom, Canadian Spider-Man, Mike, Orty, I'm glad you guys are here. It's a lot of fun, and I can't wait for JRC to come back and Jeff to come back. Everyone, man, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I don't know what next week's episode is gonna be, but if you want to get plugged in and know what they are, talk to me. There is a Discord that I need to start updating more. That I give updates on the show. Yeah, I do. Surprisingly,
He does.
I did it.
Weird, I haven't gotten the invite.
I'll send you an invite. It's to it'll be like some weird Pokemon. Yeah, it'll be your mom at the back of Circle K with a line of cocaine. Orty's like, yes.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
Right.
Or if you want, you can.
all.
Yeah, I know, right? You can follow me at NotRancorsteve on X, and you can get the updates there. Usually Friday, I'll post a graphic of what we're going to talk about. But yeah, this is a lot of fun, man. I enjoyed it. I always like talking about cooking, talking about America, politics. Just we'll get into life skills next week. We'll figure something out. But on that note, maybe
We could do a show on lingerie and our choice of what's
we
the
just
best.
don't want you wearing them. That's all.
No, I didn't know. That
You
way.
never
I
know,
won't promise
man.
to try, but I'll try to try.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. But thank you, everyone. We'll be here next week at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. On that note, our wonderful convicted felon, President Trump, is going to lead us out.
Soon.
And we say
And
bye-bye.
soon to be 47th president.
Yes.
Happy
soon.
Merca Brit Day.
Yeah. You guys have a good weekend. And
Happy Ungrateful Colonius Day.